Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you the project I did for one of my classes. This is just a programming practice. It is not intended for commercial use. So first of all, we start the game. As we can see, we have 5 options, but we only have 3 weeks to develop this project, so we didn't develop this function and the play online function. So let's click play local, and here's a players list, and here's a gaming information. This is intended for the future online version, but right now we only care about the players list. So we add players. For example, we add the duck as a player 1. We can even specify the name duck, so accept it. And as we can see, according to the Monopoly rule, we cannot start the game because there's only one player, so we need to add more player. For example, we add another one dog, because before we select the duck, so there's no duck icon in this list, so we select duck, and we can go up to 8 people according to the rule in Monopoly game. So ship and flight, squirrel, cat, put. So here's the 8 people. So we start the game. This is the map of Monopoly, and here's the players, the money, and net worth. The net worth include the money and the property money that the player owns. And here's the instructions from the Monopoly game, and here's a history log. So this one is intended to record the information during the game. So first of all, we click row. The first one goes is player 7, and this is we do a random rank, so the cat goes first. So there's a property. As we can see, we have a buy option and auction option. So first we test the buy function. So the cat bought this property, and he paid for 120 for this one. Next player is 4, which is a ship. So the ship also has a Baltic Avenue. Now we want to test the function of auction. So the auction begins. As we can see, there's a timer, so when the time's up, the red ring is gonna automatically go to the next person. So now it's the boot auction time. So the boot said, I want to add bid 100, so the highest bid is 110 right now. So the boot is the highest bid owner so far. So the doggo at 100, and the hat at 100. And let's go to for example, if the highest bid is 110 and the player only have 1500, so they don't have enough money to have like a bid higher than 100, so they can only choose 50 bid, and the cat cannot pay for it, so automatically skip him and go to the boot. And then it's time for hat bid. The hat says skip, skip, skip. So finally the ship win the bid. Oh, sorry, the boot win the bid. So player 8 wins the auction for this property by paying this much money. And now we can test the trade function. So it's a player 8 and player 7. For example, we want to trade the property. Player 8 gave player 7. Because the maximum money player 8 have is 40 bucks, so the trade money, the maximum is 40. So the player 8 is gonna give 10 bucks to player 7, and he wants to trade this property, and the player 7 agrees. So now they successfully traded with each other, and now the player 8 own the property of this property, and the cat own the property of this brown property. So we go again. So here it goes. Player 6 buy the property, and because we roll a double, so the player 6 goes again, and player 6 buy the property, and next one is player next one. So let's see the player flight land on this property. So the player 5 paid $8 to player 8, which is to the owner boot. And the duck goes and he lands on the squirrel's property, so the duck pays 6 to the squirrel. Next, player 3. This is the chance card, so the hat paid the speeding fine. Chance card again, so go to the Illinois Avenue. So the player 2 want to pay for this property, yes. And here we go to bid, because the player cannot afford to pay the property, so it automatically go to the auction phase. So here's a hat, 100, and duck 50, and skip. So this is duck's property. Oh no, let's make it to squirrel's property. So skip, squirrel 100. Yeah, so let's make it squirrel's property. So now we can see squirrel. Let's do the trade. Squirrel is player 6, and the boot player 8. So the squirrels, I want the this avenue, and the squirrel want to trade it with the squirrel want to trade. Let's see, the squirrel want to trade it with this avenue and this avenue, because the squirrel wants the 4th set. So okay, accept. As we can see, now the squirrel has a 4th set, and the owner of this property turns to the boots. So now we can test the house transaction function. So we select the player squirrel, which is 6, and we can buy house. For example, I buy 1 house, but according to the monopoly rule, we can only buy 1 house per property until all the set all have 1 house, so they can choose to build a 2nd house on any of those properties. So 1, 1, and I want to build house here, and 1, 1, and I want to build a house in the let's see, this property, which is this one. So go like this, and we can also build a hotel here. Accept. So this is a hotel, and those are the house. So let's roll again. Advance to go, which is here, and the cat have 200 bucks. Yeah, so yeah, player 7, which is the cat, and the next one is player 4, and he lands on the visiting jail. The next one is player 6. So we so because the player 6 does not have enough money to pay for this, and he does not want to mortgage, and let's do the auction. So let's let the dog win. Okay, back to game. Of course we can mortgage, but as we can see, there's no property to mortgage because we have to sell the house first and then we can mortgage the property. So let's roll again. And we buy the property and buy the property. So let's test some condition to show the when the player loses, because this is gonna take pretty much a long time. So I'm gonna modify my source code. Okay, let's see testing. So they only have $1, we can see at least the 2 players. So let's see the 3 players. Oh, so let's see, bought it, pay 50, but the dog cannot pay it for the dog broke. So this is our broke condition. See, finally the player 2 win because the player had lost the game. So we have 2 options: end the game, which it will end the whole game, and or we can back to lobby and we can play again, or just choose to quit.